Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda. Today we have Jordan Luck and Dave Gibson. Jordan Luck of the Jordan Luck Band, Dave Gibson of Elemeno P. Band back together. Actually never broke up, right?
Never broke up. That's the way you got to do it these days.
I think so.
Just never break up, and then wait long enough for the nostalgia to reach fever pitch.
Yeah. And is it your nostalgia or everyone else's?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think ideally it's got to be both.
Yeah.
I think ideally it's got to be both.
But you guys are, the reason we have you here is because you're going on a little road trip together, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Something called the Chasing the Rabbit Tour that's starting just at the end of December here, December 21st to the 30th. What is Chasing the Rabbit? Is this a concept?
Chasing the Rabbit. Chasing the Rabbit is like, well, it's actually like it's a lyric in a song that we just wrote but we haven't released yet. And so that's why. And then Lani was like, we should put a rabbit on the poster. And then we had to like give it a reason why I'd put a rabbit on the poster, you know. And so that's how we did it. But you're the first person to ask. I was waiting for someone to ask that question actually. But
probably everybody figures they should know and they would feel stupid.
I mean, Chasing the Rabbit to me is like you know, being a musician and being in a band is like chasing a very nimble rabbit or hare.
Yeah.
That is, it's hard to get your hands on it and give it a pat.
Yeah.
It's the hypothesis of chasing the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
That's a Steely Dan thing, isn't it? So have you guys worked together before? Crossed paths much? Or?
Not a lot. I mean, I've seen the guys play live, but we've only done one show, and that was the Lake Hawaii New Year's Eve, 10 into 11, I recall, with the Early Birds.
Right.
Brian Bell, though, has actually been an honorary Elemeno P staff.
Right. And is he playing with you these days?
Indeed,
I thought so.
Yeah, Brian Bell's a good man. He filled in for Justin a few times. We got close connection. We always wanted to tour together.
Right.
Hey, I just feel like it never quite worked. People would call up people, and then it would never quite all come together for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And that old rabbit, the Exponents, had passed the mantle on, and Elemeno P picked it up and flipping gloriously through the zeros.
Yeah, that's very kind of you to take through the zeros.
To
the present.
Is that what we're calling them now? The zeros?
The noughties?
I just don't talk about them because I don't know what to call them. I just skip over. It's a decade that never happened.
We did work together one time, like in a very casual capacity. Right. Because when my brother got married, my little brother, he's a big fan of New Zealand music.
Yep.
And so, being that I was in a fairly well-known band at the time, I tried to pull together some of my friends to do something nice for him, and everybody said no, except for Jordan Luck. And like, it was so awesome because he was like the top of my list, and all these other bands that vanished. She was like, oh, I'm too busy, blah blah blah, because I just wanted to do something fun in the stag do. And Jordan was going to China, and said, look, I can't be at the stag do. I'm going to China, but I can record a song for him. So I went over to his house, and we recorded a personal message to him and his beautiful wife Michelle, and he sung a song on the spot to them both, and it was a very beautiful thing. So there's a rare recording of me and Jordan singing a song to my brother, being Gibbo. Yeah.
Very cool. Now you live in the States most of the time these days, right?
I do, yes.
Brooklyn?
I live in Brooklyn. I started a new band with my other brother and my wife called Streets Laredo. We went over there and we put out two records, and it's been touring America for the last 5 years or so, and it's been exhausting but super fun.
There's a lot more space between places than here, isn't there?
Bigger drives, yeah.
Have you spent much time driving around?
None. I went to LA once, in Venice Beach, and Chicago, but they were just airport stops.
Yeah. Did you ever go to New York?
I was born in Canada, but never been back there.
Whereabouts in Canada?
Sort of near New Zealand. No. British Columbia.
British Columbia.
Like, did you ever go to New York?
No.
So the Slick Like a Stone, his lyric is imagination.
A sister's account, yeah.
That's amazing, because I love that song, and I always think to myself, I imagine Jordan here in Manhattan,
That
gets
hot
hot
Right,
in Manhattan, and I'm like, yeah, Jordan's been here. He knows. But see, this is a talented songwriter that can, capture that moment. That's awesome.
Fantastic. And so when you guys are getting back, because you haven't played together in a while, have you guys done some rehearsals? You just got here like a week ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, we actually played earlier this year. We did a bunch of shows for the first time ever.
Right.
I mean, for the first time ever,
Yeah.
for the first time in, probably like 8-9 years, something like that, with the original lineup. So that was really fun, and those shows went really great, which kind of inspired us to give it another whirl.
Right.
But yeah, we have started rehearsals, and you know how it is. I don't know if you do know how it is, but it's a bit rusty at first, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and you got some new music happening as well.
We're working on some new music, yeah. As you know, I don't know when we'll put that out. We'll put it out when we're good and ready. It's not like anyone's beating down our door for a release day tomorrow. But yeah, we'll put something out. There's a couple of songs that just turned up recently that just really felt like Elemeno P songs as opposed to Streets Laredo songs or whatever like that. And so started working on them. But in a fairly casual way, and
cool.
Yeah, they'll get out. They'll see the light of day at some point. I want to get them off the Logic, off the computer, and the world. Yeah.
And what about you, Jordan? You got anything new happening?
We rolled the album from last year, and we play 4, 5, 6 songs from that. They will swap around.
Yep.
But still, lots of dance exponents, and just the catalogue.
The catalogue.
It works. When you got a catalog, when you got the catalog.
Yeah. We'll play that one, snatch that one, But I'm really looking forward to the tour. I think there'll be a lot of cross hybridation as well.
Yep.
I mean,
cross hybridation.
we're doing a Verona tomorrow, but I mean, I could see us down the track of having 2 or 3 up our sleeves. And
Right.
I might jump up for that one.
I'd love you to.
Unbeknownst the
it's
crew.
open invitation, of course.
I think you can too.
Yeah. Love it.
Because you're actually like going from before Christmas to after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then are there plans to do more stuff further down the track?
Well, hoping,
there is
South
plans.
Island,
There are plans.
Yeah, there is plans.
Okay.
So South Island viewers, we hope to be down your way.
Speaking of cross hibernation, is that the word you used?
Yeah, I did.
That reminds me of another story, because obviously I love the Exponents and the dance Exponents. I know most of their songs, and so one night I'm at the whiskey bar, and it was it was like a New Zealand Music Month thing.
Yep.
And Jordan asked me to come up and sing a song with them, which I'm pretty stoked about. That's going to be real fun. But then he chooses not an Exponent song. He chooses some song I didn't know it. But it was all in the moment, and it was just happening, and it was just a song that I had no idea, but of the lyrics at all. Remember that? It was
there was a good one too, though. We did Verona.
Oh, we did that.
Well, this was the Luck Band one down at the wharf bit in Wellington.
Right.
It's big open. It's another New Year's, as I recall, and mid-afternoon. In fact, we did Verona, and at the end, there's people coming up. Oh, great new song! It was right at the end. It was sort of almost like an encore.
You did it.
But folk were coming up. Great new song you've got there, Jordan. I'm going, yeah, I wrote that one.
That's good, mate.
And fact, man, honestly, when we do some other people's stuff, we did Let There Be Rock by AC/DC, and this younger fish came up to me and went, "Oh, that last song you do, that's really good."
Yeah.
Well, he's right.
It's always the biggest faux pas that, like, when someone does a cover, let's say they slip in a cover on an album full of original songs, and you point out the cover, you're like, that third song's really good, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a Steely Dan song, I don't know, you're like, damn it, I knew I heard it somewhere.
So now it's the end of the year. So have you guys got any kind of favorites from the past? How has it been musically for you as far as stuff that you're listening to? Anything interesting?
For me, I haven't been
New music.
Yeah.
You start. I'm going to think about it.
Well, a lot of the new music I've been hearing is old music. Michael Neesmith,
right?
In the First National Band.
Her name was Joanne.
Montage. Martin Phillips put me onto them. It's a Michael Brown outfit after Left Bank.
Right.
And phenomenal.
I have to check that out.
Quite phenomenal stuff. It's been across the board. Newer stuff. Actually, I picked up a Calvin Harris, but he's kind of old, I suppose. But it's a new record.
Yeah.
It seems to be everywhere at the minute. But across the board.
Well, yeah, I haven't had a very. If I was to be honest, I've often been saying that I reckon that this period of time in the last year or two will be looked back upon as the period where bands died. Bands.
Well, funny you mentioned
happening.
that. I don't know if you're familiar with there was an article in the Herald a couple of weeks ago saying how the golden age for New Zealand music was the early 2000s when you guys were doing your thing.
I did see that. That was a nice time.
Yeah. So what was your opinion of that?
Well, my opinion is it's a certain amount of economics, I think, is what's causing it. Like, you know, if I think about all the bands that I really, really like, they're all old bands do, all bands that kind of came to prominence, say, 8 years ago, you know, or 10 years ago. But like lately, there hasn't been a lot of. There's been a lot of great solo acts and like individuals. You know, obviously hip hop, huge singer-songwriters, but not a lot of bands that I've been like really, really digging. And all the bands I do like say Arcade Fire or LCD Sound System, or even the Strokes and all that kind of stuff. Obviously happened a long time ago now. Actually, Julian Casablanca and the Voids, I really enjoyed his last record. Right. Obviously, he's Julian from the Strokes, so that kind of helps him, helps him somewhat, you know. But yeah, no, I think the economics of it's the tricky part, because what it starts to, you know, if an artist can't afford to do what they do, they find ways around it. So they become a single unit. Yeah. Like I tried to tour a band around the States, you know. Start off with 7 people, you know, and it's got down to 5, which is still, and it's still just insane. It's just insane, you know. So if you can make that one person, you know, when you've got streaming models, which I have no problem with streaming models because they saved the music industry in one situation. Right. But when you have got streaming models that will give you, say, $7,000 after a couple of million plays, it's like it's difficult to make that work, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's a wild west at the moment, and we'll figure it out.
Well, it's just that live touring is still as expensive as it ever was, but there's just not the venues that there used to be. But there's certainly the audience. I mean, we tour, well, as a tour like we're doing, we did a May tour that was really, really through the roof, but we just do weekends and go hither and thither, north and south. But I mean, we're not a young band, and so like we've got a bit of a reputation or a history kind of.
A legacy.
So, yes, a legacy. But as a younger band, man, it'd be so hard, because when we started, there were blooming 4 or 5. You were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you'd be following each other around the nation. And then, you know, geographical drives of, you know, Levin to Dannevirke to Napier to Gisborne, and now, I see a band tour, and it could be Auckland, Wellington, and maybe not even Dunedin. Yeah. And so it's tricky.
Our first Elemeno P tour was 30 shows in New Zealand, you know, and so we just it was exhausting. You know, we just hit everything you could possibly imagine. Hit schools sometimes as well, but it gave us really good goodwill, and and we did that a couple of times, and then we did a couple of other big tours with I think Stella in the early days.
And they're back together again.
Yeah, are they? Yeah. Okay, cool. And which gives you goodwill, but yeah, it's hard to make that work. Like my brother's band, who's actually the singer in my band Streets Laredo, he had a band called Kingston, and they were a fantastic band, made a really great record. The drummer is a guy called Ben Barter, who went on to drum for Lord, and they just they put out this great record. I mean, and it was really, really good, and there just was no one's heard of this band, in New Zealand. I think you might have heard of them.
I might recognise this.
I think you mentioned it to me before, actually. But they got a couple of syncs, and on like KFC ads and what have you. But it's just like
there you go.
But like it was just that was it was about 2009. It was just a terrible time. Yeah.
So may as well call that 10 years ago.
Yeah. It almost is. Crikey. Alrighty. Well, thanks for all that. What can you tell people, just briefly, what they're going to hear and see when they see you guys when you hit the road?
Okay, they're going to be singing their fucking hearts out.
All night?
All night. Let's bang, 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 bang. Like, I forgot about this song. Bang, 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 bang.
It's a song pop beast attached to a flippin' wild rabbit ranging through the nation.
That's the rabbit.
Yeah, that's the rabbit.
Chase that little nigger.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys. Awesome. 13th floor.